Hey everybody, welcome back. Oh, I knew there was some comments right at the end. Hey, new game, what would you rate Resident Evil 7 since you played it? Oh, who said that? Hey, and Abara12. I think you switched your name a little bit. I appreciate that because it looks a little better. So, I mean, I don't know if you want me to, with the rating system that you wanted me to do that out of. I think out of 5 stars, I would give it 4, because the graphics were amazing. I like the first-person shooter; it was intense. The story was good. The only reason I wouldn't give it 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5 or 5 stars or anything like that is simply because it was a horror game, and I don't particularly like horror games all that well. Had a few jump scares in it that did get me a couple. So, 4 out of 5. I think, yeah, I think I can do 4 out of 5. I love that. 5 out of 5, it's got to be like a perfect, like, just awesome game. There are a few of those out there I like, and I'm going to be a little old school here. There's a lot of Super Nintendo games that I think are 5 out of 5. Super Mario World being one of those. I've really enjoyed playing through that. Castlevania 4 also meets all that, and I know that one's a little bit of a horror game. And my top favorite game of all time does happen to be kind of a horror game. Seventh Guest, The 11th Hour, I consider those. But I like puzzlers like that, so it really stretched my mind back in the day when I played. Yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm thinking I'll do that either Friday or Saturday. I haven't made up my mind on when I'm going to do that. Um, so yeah, I don't know. See if we have more. Man, I have too many. Who knew? No. He made the first 5 for Resident Evil 7, and since then, you know, I'm no artist, so I have to use AI. So I have vidIQ, and it has a thumbnail creator in there. So I did take the picture from Bookshop Simulator, and then all it added was the live playthrough part 1 to that image. The rest of that is they came up with it themselves. So that's how that was kind of created. The font may look a little funky on there, but I think their thumbnail looks a little funky. But it looks like what they created, so I think it's okay. It's not great. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got? Gotta make some more edits to the video while we're still early on it. I can't make all of these because I'm using Streamlabs to create these. So some of this I have to do a little bit on the fly, which is not ideal, but it's what I can do. All right, I don't know if that's everybody we're gonna get, because I don't really feel like I'm gonna get the same audience for this as I just had for RE7. But I think we can probably go ahead and start, because I mean everybody should have been back here by now. Let me go ahead and kill the music, and we'll start it up. We'll see if it actually shows in here. Oh, we gotta choose a language. English, please. Hey, look at that. It actually did it. I don't know how good this is gonna be. I kind of, sort of randomly picked this out, but thought it looked good as a simulator game, and I like those, and I want to have something not so intense and not so shooter and stuff of, so let's see what we got. Borderless window, we got windowed full screen, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll do. I don't usually, the music gets really annoying after a while for me. So generally I don't like to play music in the games. All right, let's do it. Enough. Man, I'm gonna have to walk around. Yep. Wait, I can't turn. Oh, geez, the mouse. It's a mouse sensitivity. Can I change that? I think we want to do it about. Let's see what 25% less is. Yeah, that's better. Bookcase delivered outside installer shop or checkout counter. Oh, there it is. Let's. Can I turn it? Rotate. Where's rotate? Q. I think we just want to put it like right there, right? Yay. Checkout counter delivered. All right. We're gonna have stinky people like we do in card shop. Shouldn't I? Maybe I should put this front here by the door. No, maybe. I don't know. Now let's put it in the back. There we go. There we go. All right. Book some more tab. What is that? Open. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. I can buy nothing. There's nothing in here. Oh jeez. Oh, live and let die. Oh, dive and let lie. Moontaker. These are, yeah, that's great. Casino Grand. We're not getting sued. The Bad Batsby. Supposedly, The Great Gatsby, by the way, is like, oh, oh, I see how this is going to work. Interesting. Okay. So we have to buy a license, and then we have to purchase the books. But once we buy the license, we can just sell as many of the books as we want. All right. let's do a few more of these. Oh, dang. Okay. We can only do a certain number. Open tablet, book some more. Here we go. 10-pack. Yeah, let's do 2 of those, 2 of these, and 2 of these. Buy now. All right. Place books on bookshelf. How do I do that? Oh, we can get used books too. That's nice. Do I need to? They probably got delivered outside, right? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is starting to feel like TCG. Let's put these on the shelf. I like the cover of this. That's really cool. And sooner or later, we're going to have people that do this for us. But not in the first few days, first week. Oh, man, we're going to have a lot of people come in. I just set this back here. LB. There we go. Try and keep a neat shop to start with. We'll see how it goes after. Where are the rest of my deliveries? Because I know I had at least 2 more boxes delivered, right? Oh, I put all those Moonrakers on the shelf, right? All right. Interact with the price tags on the shelf to adjust the prices. 10%, mark. 10%, round, confirm. This is very like. Okay. I'm going to want to automate some of this stuff for sure. How much is it? Oh my God. Oh, I like that. Auto. Who knew? They're getting better about the TCV card shop. Because I get the feeling we're going to do that next. I am much more relaxed playing through this for sure. But yeah, I would give Resident Evil 7 some love there. I'll have to think about it because it's tough for me to only go 5 or 4 out of 5 stars on that. I'd probably do like 4.5 or a 9 out of 10 or whatever you want to do that. I'm just thinking about it more. Another bookshelf. Let's open the tablet and we buy more bookshelves. No. All right. Can't do much more except sell these. Whoa, she bought a bunch. You're my favorite customer so far. You spent so much cash. Is there a change to give? Nope. We did well today, so far. I feel like we need to... Oh, we're out of that. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you. This is going to get, like right now it's easy, but I really do get the feeling this may get really difficult. As things progress in the game. We're going to have a lot of options, and it's going to get difficult. Enjoy your book. Except for people coming in being smelly and playing games, this is very like TCG card shop. Except the cash register is a little different. But it could have been made by the same people. You know, I didn't even check around out here. Okay, how's it going? What are you guys doing? Wonder how far you can go in this game. Have to check it out when we're closed. Just curious. I often wonder, like, if you lived in one of these games, like, how small of a world would you have? Interior trash can unlocked. All right, well, personal shelf. We unlocked some stuff, huh? All right. Talent. We can't do anything else, right? Oh, we can order new books though. 2084. Yeah, we definitely want to get just some of the cheaper ones. D-Max Depot. Okay. So that new bookshelf is going to cost us 500. So probably want to save up for that. Hey. We're doing good. I think we're doing good. You're bald. He's bald. All right. Confirm. What's the personal shelf? I don't. Well, we'll do an interior. Bye now. Put that up front here. Doesn't really align, but it's okay. All right. Wonder if they wait too long if they get pissed and leave. Might try that. Man, there you go. A lot of these people have exact change. I love it. It's easy. Oh my God, we gotta order more books. Oh, point at that. Holding the snap hotkey, oh, which is control. All right. Well, we're out of books. I gotta order some books here. Ouch. Hold on, sir. I can't believe we sold out of all the books we bought on day one. Thank you, sir. You have a good day. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Moontaker. Excuse me. God, so many books. These guys love to read. What can I say? They're all bookworms. Spray can and paint. So we're going to organize this, and we're going to decorate. We're going to make this ours. I don't know if I like this blue, really. There you go. Somewhat easy, somewhat difficult. Oh, hang. Am I stuck? Did this thing die? It did die. My mouse died. Oh no. I'm plug it in. Well, I know most people probably. I needed a ballot flipper, so playing this. I can do a plant. All right, we got to be almost at the end of the day, right? See ya. Oh, hey, buy one. Buy one. Perfect. I know you're coming up. Oh no, a bunch of people. All right. Look at that. I think we need to hire somebody now. Must be giving out some books as gifts. Very nice, sir. Have somebody come in and run the shop. Oh my gosh. A lot of stuff we can do. I definitely want to get the plant right now because Just want a little plant in the corner, you know? Make it look nice. Like we have some class and style in this joint. Start the next day here. But before we do that, oh, we can't leave out of this area? Seriously? Oh my God. What a small world we live in. You guys take me with you through the portal. I swear, I won't eat much. All right. I think we order more books, though. Um, we need to order. What's instant ad? One of everything? Oh, we have too much. Should I sell some stuff first and then tablet out by a personal shelf? Rewards, spray can, paint. All right. I don't know what the personal shelf does. Like, I put that box in the wrong spot. Oh, so that's what that is. All right. Okay. Also, I didn't change these. Okay. It's not going to change anything yet. Spray can deliver. Pick it up outside. All right. Bookshelf. Oh, cool. What color do we want? I've always liked green, but I don't like that green. White, probably. Yeah. That looks good. No. No. Don't like it. That's not bad. Oh, that's cool. Let's do that. Oh, that's awesome. Let's go with, no, no, original color on. Let's do white. That's better. Do that. Can we do the walls too? No? Okay. Just put it back there. Use book delivery. 26. Let's just open it. And I feel like, yeah, the Zap Recruiter next. That's going to be what we want because we're going to want people to help. It's probably going to cost us a bit to hire somebody. So we're probably going to have to do 2 or 3 days inside, then get some help. Say something? Oh, that was weird. Have a good night, Annis. I know this is not as action-packed, but I'm just doing a little light something. I know it's a little boring, but yeah. I guess I could do a reaction video. Maybe I'll stop and restart the stream and just do a reaction. So I could do it. So 40 minutes. Yeah, this isn't even as exciting as the card shop one. I tried it. You know. Nothing like the sound of cash coming into your shop. One book. What'd you even come in here for? Go to the library. One book. Mm. Was that a dude? All right, we'll finish this day, and then I'll do a reaction video. Shouldn't take too long. Just another about 5 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. I need to order some books, though. I have some more. Can I unlock? Yep, sure do. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't do that. Oh my God. I look away for a second, and the entire store fills up with people. Jeez. All right. Oh, man. Crap. I can't keep up. I gotta hire people. I need to hire people. It's crazy. Like, you could do this for real. You can open your own bookstore. Usually, I think you'd want to sell coffee, though, too, right? Something like that. How are these so many people in this area, and they all want, like, the same books? Holy crap. It's weird that they have, like, if they don't have exact change, it's like, I don't need to give them change. God. Run around like a chicken. Its head cut off. There we go. Bought more books. All right. Is that it? Closing the shop at 8. So we have 4 more minutes of actual game time. What do you got? See, I like the James Bond stuff. Holy crap. One book. One book. Oh. And you gave me cash. Get out of here. I do feel like I'm running around and doing a bunch of stuff, though. But I still feel like I would like to have someone do a lot of this stuff for me. All right, 2 hours to go. I don't know when I'll play that. Friday or Saturday, I think. I don't know if I'll. The problem is I don't know if I'll play Friday. I don't know if I'll play Friday night. If I do, then I'll probably do it Friday night. Is that free, the demo? It's probably free, right? It's getting dark and scary. Is this in euros? I didn't even notice. Oh, it's in Bitcoin? These guys are rich because they're paying me like $10 billion per book. Like literally, they're paying me like $500,000 per book. No. 1.5 million per book. This is a wealthy city. They've trapped me in here. I'm trapped in the bookstore, never to get out. Let me tell you this, Anis. Since you've stuck with me through this, and I know this is not the best content, Friday will be kind of one of those see if I'm on kind of things. So I'm going to try and be consistent when I'm on. So Friday night, Saturday night, I'll be 9 to midnight, 9 to 1 at night here where I'm at. So check if I'm not on by 9:30, then I'm probably not going to be on. I'll also post on, oh, I have no room for this anywhere. I'll also post on X, and I'll leave a note. I'll post on YouTube if I'm not going to be on. If I'm going to be on, check it at the normal time. And I should be on Friday. If I'm not on Friday, then Saturday is when I'll play. So it'll be one of those 2 days. And I might be on later on Saturday, or later, the normal time. But I feel like I need to say that in my own head because. All right. Save. Oh, I can't name it. We'll quit this and then we'll do a reaction video. Um, let me see what's on here. Didn't really want to do this because it just seems more of more stuff. There's a new Modtricca, so we can do reaction to Modtricca. Maybe I'll do that because his is usually conspiracy theories more than paranormal stuff. But Depths of Despair looks like he has a new one. Nuke's top 5 does not have a new one. What is he doing? He's been doing a new one every week, and now nothing. So, Depths of Despair. Oh, that's a long one. Let's go to videos, please. Yeah, that's a long one. That's an hour and a half. I'm not doing an hour and a half. So we'll do the Modtricca. And I think I'll just rename the. We'll just do it on the fly here. Edit. So yeah, either just to answer your question and be kind of clear on this, um, either Friday or Saturday, I'll play the Resident Evil 4 remake, and we'll go through that. Oh, so yeah, check on my X if you have that, and then check on the posts on YouTube. Um, I will post as soon as I know if I am not going to be on. I'll post that. Otherwise, check in at 9 for the usual time, and I should be on. Let's see. Just chatting now. I'm going to switch on the fly. We'll do some Modtricca here. Just keep it nice and easy. We'll update that. And we're good. All right. Oops, I meant to hit close. There we go. All right, let's get into it. This will be at least
Yes, sir.
a little more interesting. Maximize screen capture. Here we go.
Modtricca, back up in this thing, man. Today, we're breaking down some mysterious videos that'll leave you
Oh,
baffled. But before
and
we
be
hop
sure
into
to
that, go ahead and spam that like button
like,
right now so you can run the numbers up in the
like and
algorithm.
subscribe
You
and
ain't got to
share
think
him
about it later. And if you haven't already,
out
go
as
ahead and
well.
hit that sub button too. Sub up.
Oh,
Join
I
the
kept
family. This is
putting
the
this
most
back,
lit and
the
active
camera
community
down.
on YouTube,
Shoot.
period. With that being
I
said,
meant
guys,
to move the
let's jump into
camera
the
back
video.
up to the upper right.
Me and DJ just
Oh,
be
well.
exploring, right? Why we just found a secret tunnel next to, like, the White House, bro? What is that?
I would totally go in there.
Oh, nah, let's get away from it. They probably got an alarm going off right now that it's open. Yeah, let's go on the other side.
It's a known fact that DC has an extensive tunnel network, so this could be an entrance. Either that or this is the secret door they use to funnel all our tax money to the billionaires through.
We're supposed to have some bad weather Saturday and Sunday.
Dude, if you were homeless and you found that entrance and they didn't come check, like this is what I would do. I would leave it open, or I'd open it all the way, right? And then I would close it, and then I'd go somewhere and kind of keep an eye out to see if anybody came or did anything. And then I would get something to kind of block it on the one side from the inside. And yeah, you could live in there. It might be warm, go out and beg for some food, take it back there, hack into the cable, have some TV, have a nice little setup in there. I could see that.
Make sure you sweat today to
What?
get whatever is being rained down on us out of your body. And also, remember to take your minerals
What?
to make sure your body has adequate nutrients to push out or block the absorption of whatever else is in the environment.
I mean, maybe some good
Cloud
advice.
seeding before a record break.
I don't know if that's good advice or not because, like, when you take minerals and pills and stuff like that, it doesn't really absorb into your body. It's really a waste of money, and that's been proven. Gummies do seem to absorb a little more easily in your body, so you can, if you do gummies, I think that works better for you. Um, although, I say that, and then you can overdose on Flintstone vitamins. So but you have to eat like a whole bottle of them. I don't know. It's weird. I just don't believe in buying minerals and that kind of thing. I'm getting hot. Take this off. Finally got warm enough down here. But yeah, I'm probably gonna um, oh man, go to bed earlier tonight, and I don't even know what I'm gonna play tomorrow because I can't be playing that bookstore simulator. I gotta do something a little more fun. Maybe I'll look at I think what I'll do tomorrow is the Divinity 2 or whatever that is. I'll figure it out. But that's what I'll do tomorrow, and then maybe Resident Evil 4 remake on either Friday, Saturday. That's the schedule.
Breaking ice storm is just adding insult to injury. They might as well just go door to door and slap everybody in the face.
My version of it is AI, military AI, will determine our lives, the lives of your kid. This is a zero-sum thing. The country with the most important AI, most powerful AI, will determine the rules. That country should be either us or a Western country. That doesn't mean you're anti our adversaries. It just means, would you rather have them with the equivalent of tech or us? If a company decides not to work with the U.S. government on this, I think we all need to understand why, and they need to guarantee they're not implicitly or tacitly transferring our. This program will quite literally determine who is standing here and what they're saying in 5 years. And were we to be involved with it, I would be enormously proud.
Whoever used to take all these tech billionaires' lunch money in high school, I blame you for this situation, because now they out for
I guess that's just where.
So, hold on. Before we get into the next one, I feel like AI takeover that's going to happen. So, I don't even know if we could stop it. I think it's biblical. I've talked about that before. It's Revelations. Um, they built the statue and gave it power to have life. So I think there's going to be a robot that has AI consciousness in it, probably self-aware. It's going to be built within the next probably 5 years, I would say, if not sooner. And I think that's going to be probably the abomination that causes desolation. It's going to declare itself God, make everybody worship it. I mean, it's probably, I mean, probably Satan's going to. I don't know why, if possession couldn't happen of humans, which we have documented cases of that. Don't know why it couldn't be in a robot or something like that. I don't know why you would be. I get what he's saying. I get what that last man was saying, is that you want the U.S. or some Western country to have it because we're going to impose the same rules we have now, or at least try to. So if the U.S. does it, it'll be the kind of the Constitution guiding that and the laws of the land and that kind of thing. If China or somebody else develops it, they're going to have like the ability to impose communism and use it as more of an iron fist or a hammer to just smack everybody around with it. So I really understand what he's saying, and I almost think it's kind of the equivalent of, you know, it's happening so fast that it would be the equivalent of giving a teenager some alien device, and no one knows what that device does. It could be very destructive, or it could be something that helps humanity, and we don't know what that device in that teenager's hand is. And we are the teenager, and AI is the device. And it's developed so rapidly, it is like just an alien tech. It's so far advanced so quickly that it's going to be something incredible, one way or another, good or bad. Y square. I don't know if that's just the way that the snow fell and that the light is shining on it, or
The fact that this snow melted in a perfect rectangle like this tells me that there's probably a deep underground military base right there.
In 1911,
probably
there's these two candle guys,
no
Procter and Gamble, and they realize that electricity is going to
PNG.
totally their whole business. They're sitting on more cottonseed oil than anyone in America, and nobody really wants it. It's actually just industrial trash that they'd turn into candles and some soap. Then some dude was like, if we heat it and blast it with hydrogen, then bleach it, suddenly it looks exactly like the lard everybody had been cooking with forever.
How do you hide 50 tons of industrial waste without anybody noticing it?
They put it in a clean white can and they call it Crisco. They tell America it's the food of the future. Purer than pig fat, blessed by science, kosher for the first time in history. They mail out a free cookbook so beautiful that housewives are literally crying when they receive it.
Crying, my flan.
Oh, and they keep dropping little hints that lard is disgusting. Yeah, sometimes workers fell into rendering tanks of the
Like I'm gonna be sick.
total made-up, gross-out stories while people bought it.
You say anything we want.
And by the
Actually, that's not true. Upton Sinclair, he's referring to, who wrote The Jungle, that was firsthand accounts of not only himself, but other people who worked in rendering industries and meat and those processing plants back then. So when the witnesses said somebody fell in, there's documentation of somebody dying and just being processed into the food and sold. It's disgusting. And now we have the FDA and strict regulation on our food supply. That's a direct result of that novel. Now, Crisco and margarine, those industries are guilty of that, of saying, butter and other types of oils are just flat out bad for you, when the opposite's actually true. Butter and that type of stuff is actually really good for you. Butter is probably the best thing you can cook with. I mean, is there end all be all great thing? No, but butter's the best you got. So if you're cooking with anything else, you're probably harming yourself and increasing your cholesterol and your heart disease. So I get what he's saying here, and I just want to take it with a grain of salt because I don't know if I fully trust what he's saying here.
80s, we're all frying eggs and refined seed oils and wondering why suddenly we feel like
You look awful.
And hey, good for Mr. Proctor and Mr. Gamble. They figured out a way to trick us into eating something that's bad for us while making us believe that it's good for us, and also making themselves a shitload of money.
It was all lies, wasn't
And
it?
this is why I have a love-hate relationship with capitalism, because on one hand it allows everybody to go into business for themselves, but
See, the way capitalism should work is that, and this is what's kind of been lost or hidden, and why some of the capitalistic tendencies are bad, is that a product sold like this that's harmful to people, um, when the truth comes out, it should tank the product because there are just better products out there. And when people realize that, it should just switch over. Supply and demand should take over. Um, the problem is that we're so deceived by the lies that these guys had produced that, it does make me wonder, if regulation is the other half of that. I don't necessarily like regulation, but I know we need it. Um, it goes right along with the big pharma industry. And big pharma, I mean, when they were little pharma, would and have produced medications that actually killed people. And ergo, you don't want to deal with those companies that produce something like that. So demand should go way down. They should be stuck with all the supply. Other competitors should enter the market with a much better product, the one that you live and it actually cures you. So you should have supply, demand, price point, and production right there. In a perfect system, that's how it works. But, I mean, I don't know how you can get to that perfect system in things when people are so deceptive like this. Um, you know, now capitalism is absolutely horrible, except when you compare it to every single other form of commerce or system that mankind has developed. Uh, it's the best one for humans. It really is. Communism is the worst one for people. And that's been proven time and time again. You think you want it, and it sounds great on paper, um, to each according to his need, each according to his ability. That's actually kind of capitalism. If you have good ability and you're able to produce stuff, well, you get rewarded, and that fulfills your needs. It's actually more than you need, according to your ability to produce. So that's why capitalism actually is better than communism. Um, Communism on paper is great. I mean, it sounds great. Everybody gets what they need, the very base. Everyone. Except that every time we've tried it, evil people come over and they take over. And then they bash everybody else over the head and make them comply, and they get wealthy, and everybody else gets really poor in that system. And it's happened every single time, and it will happen anytime it's implemented, just because evil people take over, and that's just the way it is.
And you got companies like Procter and Gamble turning industrial waste into cooking oil, and now everybody got hypertension.
Alright, so I just had to take this for live because y'all always complaining about me not getting no good footage or clear footage. I'm out in the middle of the ocean. But I'm about to
Why?
go home because
Yeah,
y'all got me
good,
up, bro.
good,
I'm
good idea.
hearing noises out here, and I know I'll be out here looking for these for y'all, but I am not with no mermaids, bro. I'm out, bro. I think
I would have turned that kayak around and headed towards land ASAP, because I don't think real mermaids are as friendly towards humans like they
They're
depicted in the
not.
movies. They'll take your paddle and turn you into a human shish kebab.
Did you know there are
Now, now, and according even to quote unquote real mermaids who have revealed themselves and been able to communicate with us, supposedly they can come up to you. They can come right up to the edge of that kayak or canoe, but they cannot interact with you unless you interact with them. If you don't acknowledge them and continue to paddle, they get more aggressive and they get loud, but they can't touch you unless you interact with them. So Modtricca is right. Turn around, head for land, just get the F out of there. That's it.
tunnels under Salt Lake City built by the Mormon Church? The first written mention came in 1889 when John Nuttall described a tunnel
Everybody
between the
did
Salt
this.
Lake Temple and its annex. By 1911, a man named Gisbert Bob.
It seems like everybody built secret tunnels in cities underneath the earth or built cities over them. This seems common practice. This is not the first time I've heard of something like this. It it is a little unique to the Mormon Church, but or unique hearing it that the Mormons also did this, but not surprising. I think. I mean, we just talked about or saw a video of D.C. We know New York has been built over maybe 3 or 4 times. I mean, there's sub cities, and then you go lower, and there's another city. You go lower, it's another city. It's crazy.
Bossard claimed he dropped into a tunnel on temple grounds that connected to the Sharon Building and even Hotel Utah. Since then, stories have grown. Some say tunnels link the temple to the church office building, the conference center, and the genealogical center. Others describe them as wide, ventilated, even carpeted, not dark or creepy at all. And it doesn't stop there. Some locals claim the network stretches even farther, as far as the Grand America Hotel, all the way up to the Utah State Capitol. And it's not just the church either. The city-county building, the library, and utility systems also have underground passages running beneath downtown. So are they real? Yes. But just how far they stretch remains part fact, part folklore. If you've ever been in one or know someone who has, drop a comment. I want to hear your story.
If there's a tunnel network,
See, again, if you're homeless and you need a place to stay, I really feel like these areas are the best option for you. Now, who knows what else is down there, or if you could carve yourself out a place in there You know, it's I don't know. I wouldn't personally. I just would rather not be homeless and do have a job and do what I need to.
Connecting all of these buildings, including the state capitol, then how do we know that the Mormons built them for sure? Because it sounds like they could have already been there and they just found them.
Just appeared out of nowhere. What is that? What is that? It feels like that just appeared or came up out of the ground. And it did it really rapidly.
What the?
It almost, you know what that looks like to me,
And there
to
could
be
have been a
honest?
strong gust of wind that made it stand up like
And a
that, but if
trash
that was the
bag.
case, you would think the whole thing would blow away. This might be a haunted trash bag.
So the Super Bowl is going to take place on February 8th of this year, and this is going to be on the birthday of Eliphas Levi. Mind you, it's going to be held in Levi's Stadium. So it's Eliphas Levi, the French occultist, who's known for creating the iconic image of Baphomet. So think about how the Baphomet is used as the symbol for the Church of Satan. It's inside of a pentagram, which has 5 sides. It's inside of a circle, which has 5 Hebrew letters that spells out Leviathan. So it's Levi, like the Leviathan. We're going to have Bad Bunny perform for the halftime show. He has a March 10th birthday. When you take this into the cars.
Okay, I think this is a little too deep into this. The Levi connection, I mean, that's kind of a straightforward, easy connection to make. So maybe. But this, what he's getting ready to go into, already you have to go to a table of cards for each day. Seems a bit much to me.
Of Illumination, March 10th lands on the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds is the 39th card. The 39th element is known as yttrium. This element is used.
Do you see how many leaps he has to go through? You have to go over to the table. You have to find the card. You have to figure out the card is the 39th card. Why is it the 39th? I mean, each deck has 13 cards for each suit. So, you know, hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, right? 13, 26, 39. It does make sense that you go ace through king. But why is diamond the third stack? Why isn't it the second stack? Why isn't it 26 or 13 or 42 for that matter? I mean, just the leaps of logic that you have to make to get to something in this case are too much. I don't believe
radar
this.
technology.
I don't believe this at all.
The logo used for this element echoes the Warner Bros. It's the cartoon splash screen from Looney Tunes that reads, "That's all, folks."
Another leap.
The mascot for Warner Bros. And Looney Tunes is Bugs Bunny, similar to Bad Bunny. National Bugs Bunny Day, which celebrates his first appearance, is held on April 30th.
Another leap.
Funny
Another
enough,
leap.
this just so happens to be the same day that the Church of Satan was founded. This is also the birthday of Travis Scott. We see this same Looney Tunes symbolism at his Astroworld Festival. It's that bullseye. The Astroworld Festival crowd crush took place on November 5th. In the Cars of Illumination, November 5th lands
we're back
on
here.
the Two of Diamonds. The Two of Diamonds is the 28th card.
Is it?
Just like bullseye equals out to 28 in Chinese numerology.
That's
Yttrium is the 39th element. Just like Astroworld equals out to 39.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how all of this connects to the element yttrium, but if I had to translate into layman's terms, it sounds like he's saying that the Super Bowl is going to be a satanic ritual.
We just got home, and the weirdest...
I think you could just look at certain aspects of things and know that they're going to be satanic. I don't think you need to go through all of that. I think all of that is coincidental. I think satanic imagery and symbolism and occult practices, all of that is pretty straightforward and out there. I mean, I don't think they're hiding it in any way, especially lately, like the Olympics having the Last Supper and being really a blasphemy of that. I'd really like to know what happened to all those people since then, because it's been a little while now. Um, pray for mercy on their souls. Really, I hope they come to know God. Same thing with Bad Bunny and everybody. I know that I feel like we're getting to the end, and it's going to be now or never for people. You're gonna have to make a choice. You're gonna have to make it now, and there's not going to be any more time to decide. So really prepare up. Go to church, read your Bible, all that stuff. Um, you know, every day that passes, I'm more convinced of that. So take that as you will.
Thing has just now happened. Jeff was like, "Oh my gosh, did you
Weird.
see that?" I said, "No." He said, "Go around the house and look." And the weirdest thing, this is what we saw, and if you can explain it for me, please do.
Denver. Oh no.
What in the world?
Okay, you can kind of hear. You can kind of hear wind. And the way I would explain this one, since it's between columns, there might be a windbreak kind of formed, or there might be like that one has some bushes in front of it, maybe pushing wind up from the ground and into the hole, where it isn't doing that from any of the others. But the other um, things, whatever that is, chandelier, are also swinging a little bit. Not as much as that one is, but they are swinging a little bit. So I don't know. I know they're going to say this is paranormal, and sometimes when it's like on the playground and there's literally nothing else there and it's being affected pretty much in the same way, I would believe that would be paranormal. This one, there are different elements around this one that could help to explain it.
This is staying still. This is just... None of the other ones are doing this.
You can hear it. You can hear the wind. You can hear it. And once it starts, it just keeps going, right? What would be eerie is if it stopped doing it, right? Yeah, you can hear the wind. And the other ones are slightly moving. They just don't have that bush underneath.
I would say that they pushed it to make it seem like it was moving on its own for this video, but it's not losing any momentum. I know a lot of psychics use pendulums to pick up on different energies. Maybe the same effect is happening here.
I've noticed with interest people reporting fog in parts of the South where they live that's rather unusual. Well, I'm at a location here in Mississippi, and guess what? Yeah, it's the third day in a row we've had fog here. And I too have had headaches every single day that I can't attribute to anything for about a month now. I've had feelings of nauseousness, just some odd feelings that I've reported on here before. Would love to hear from you about what your thoughts are that's behind this. I've been to the doctor, I've been to the eye doctor, and I just can't get behind it. And I have a headache right now as we speak.
So I'd like to know what the fog is made of, because if this is natural fog, which can happen for several days in a row, that can happen. But the fog that they were talking about, you see it in some other videos. It's warm enough. It's not supposed to be like it's in the 60s. So how would it be like a freezing rain or something like that? Not saying somehow it didn't freeze up there and is causing this fog, but it doesn't melt and it seems solid, almost like a waxy substance that's been reported by users. And those, like when you see the fog, and especially in the light, you just see particles floating, and you know you're breathing that in, and just it's not great news. So I think that is something else to think about here. If this is normal fog, I think the headaches are probably something else entirely. Um, Not sure what it would be attributed to. I wouldn't be able to explain it without knowing like what he ate, how much sleep he got, those types of things. Because there's a ton of factors that contribute to headaches, so much so that they don't still know everything that can give you a headache. So
That's unusual for me. Post your thoughts.
I think this is the perfect time to ask you guys if you've been feeling any effects from the fog, because ever since it came back, my nose has been really stuffy and my throat has been dry like I ate 10 Popeyes biscuits with no water.
is that it? Where is it? Oh, here we go. Sometimes something like that seems really edited because it seems so out of place. It looks different than everything around it. Though with AI and everything, they're getting to be able to just edit really easily. So I don't know.
Either this is a normal sized human and the person driving is in a semi truck, or it's a marine pin deck.
Now, how many of you know about the object in Greenland? A couple of you, okay. Well, for those of you that don't know, there is a spacecraft that has melted out of the ice in Greenland. As you know, the North Pole has melted completely. You can go from London to Moscow or to Russia by going over the North Pole now. All the ice cap is gone. The last place that has ice on it was Greenland. Greenland had a 18,000-foot ice cap on it. Well, the spacecraft that is anchored in the center of Greenland created the last ice age 50,000 years ago. It's a weather machine. It's 55 miles wide, 300 miles long.
I don't know if I believe this because it doesn't seem like the caps have melted, and it feels like they've said like they've had evidence that certain glaciers have melted back further and further every year, but then you go this year, they're right back to normal. That the caps have melted away and we're receding, and now you look and they're as strong as they ever had been in the past. So, it's really hard for me to believe in even what this guy's saying. I just don't believe that what he is telling us is the truth.
And 2 miles high. People that lived in it were called the Mois. You draw a straight line from the spacecraft to the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C., through the Yucatan Peninsula Great Pyramid at Mitsubishi, and ends up on Easter Island where the Mois have been dug out of this dirt. The heads on Easter Island, well, 2 years ago they finally went ahead and they excavated, and they're all 65 to 85-foot people, full body carvings. And these were the people that lived in the spacecraft that was uncovered that's melting out of the ice in Greenland. So when you think we've been alone, these people have been up there for 50,000 years. The spacecraft is still active after 50,000 years. It has a 200-mile dampening field where no electrons can flow into it. In 1947, a B-52 bomber flew into that pattern, into the dampening field, when trying to fly between Maine and London. As a result of that, they lost power and crashed in Greenland. As they sent in rescue B-52 bombers to rescue them, they hit that same dampening field, but they veered off. They just ricocheted off of it. And by testing, trying to get to these guys, they were able to ring a circumference and find out that there was an object 200 miles to the center of this field. On the southwest corner of Greenland, there is a small community. It's the only community on the island of Greenland. That community is a military post, CIA, that uses a compressed air generator.
This is way too long and boring for me. I'm going to skip past this one. I don't believe what he's saying anyway. and I just kind of lost
Billionaires start
focus.
building data centers because they're going to melt the rest of the ice.
In the last days of the Biden administration, multiple reports say the U.S. government quietly acquired a real physical device, a machine some investigators believe could be connected to the anomalous health incidents known publicly as Havana syndrome. It's described as portable, small enough to fit in a backpack, capable of emitting pulsed radio frequency energy, and made out of Russian components. The device was purchased clandestinely through an undercover operation with Pentagon funding for a price tag that reaches somewhere between $10 and $100 million. The device reportedly contains components of Russian origin, though it's not described as entirely Russian-made. Multiple outlets report the Pentagon has been studying or testing it for more than a year, and some investigators believe it may be capable of reproducing Havana syndrome-like effects. The device
What
has
is
become
that?
the first hard piece of physical evidence that Havana syndrome was real.
I really wish we could vote on military spending because we already got enough weaponry to blow up the.
But I'm going to have to look up Havana syndrome. I don't know what that is. I'm going to get on a list by doing this, but I don't care. Let's see. Havana syndrome, also known as anomalous health incidents, is a disputed medical condition starting in 2016. About a dozen overseas locations, U.S. and Canadian government officials and their families reported symptoms associated with perceived localized loud sound. The symptoms disabling cognitive problems, balance problems, dizziness, insomnia, headaches. Okay. Seems like a minor inconvenience. I don't know.
Milky Way galaxy. Why do we need more?
There is a really interesting place in Nevada, deep in the desert, called Devil's Hole. And no, I'm not talking about your ex-wife. This is Devil's Hole in Death Valley, Nevada, and this is a very strange aquifer with chambers that go so deep that they've only been measured up to 1,200 feet, and they don't know how far down it goes. There have been divers that have gone down and tried to survey these caves, and there's been recreational divers that have gone down in here, and some of the ones that went down into the deepest chambers, they encountered a current that sucked them in, and they went missing and were never recovered, and they haven't figured out how far down this cave actually goes. But one thing is really interesting. Even though this Devil's Hole is in Nevada, when there's earthquakes in Japan,
You know what you could do is get like an Apple AirTag or get some sort of device that you can track, like, and I know we have these. You can get a device that you can track literally for thousands of miles from thousands of miles away and release it down there and just see where it goes. You could map it out that way. And maybe somebody already did. That's scary though. Like, can you imagine you're already underwater? It's kind of dark, and then you know you're in like this area that's. What's really weird is why is there a current there? That is strange, because you think if there's a current there, it would suck all the water out, all of it. That's unusual. Thinking about that, and it looks so calm and peaceful on top too. But it'd be freaky if you get sucked in. I mean, you could be literally going for thousands of miles underground. Could be dragging you along, and your air runs out and you just drown. Like, and you know the entire time that's going to happen, but yet you're still breathing and swimming and trying to survive. Very, very, very strange. Very scary.
in Mexico and in Chile, the water in Devil's Hole splashes around, and sometimes it splashes up to 6.5 feet out of the hole. Devil's Hole is also home to one of the most rare fish on Earth, the pupfish, and nobody even knows how it got there. But they're blue, and they're cute, and I think they're really cool.
I think it's fascinating
Yeah,
that
that's
there's an
cool.
aquifer in Nevada that sloshes around when there's earthquakes all the way over in Japan. I also think it's fascinating that there's naval bases in the middle of Nevada, and people swear that they've seen submarines in the middle of the desert in Nevada that maybe go all the way under these aquifer systems all the way out the coast of California. So who knows what could be underground, if it's out there by Area 51, or if these aquifers connect, or how deep they go. They've never actually reached the bottom.
I'm
so
not
who
going
knows?
in water.
What do you think?
I feel like
I
the
don't
only way
like
it's possible for the water.
I don't like oceans, and really, I mean, I don't even like swimming pools all that well. I am one of those guys that as soon as I go under the water, even in swimming pools, I imagine there are sharks in the water and all these things that are just ready to chomp me, and yeah, no, I don't like it. Uh, no way you'd ever catch me doing
In
that.
Devil's Hole to slosh around when there's an earthquake halfway around the world is if it is somehow linked to
There's
the
footage of
Pacific
it.
Ocean via underground aquifers, unless it's somehow
That's
connected to
crazy.
Japan via Bluetooth.
So, random things that were left here of Josh's break at the house. Just will be standing there and it'll just break.
You're kidding me.
No, it's happened 3 times.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So the bowl outside broke. If that was in the corner of the room, had moved across the room in the middle of the room and broken. There was glass all in my bedroom. His lamp was cracked in half on the couch. What the f is that?
Where's Kingston?
Right here. Both the pets are right here. Okay, I'm telling you, it's the weirdest shit. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's probably going to be something of Josh's. Oh my god, it's his mirror.
Yeah, I would do that. Anything that was his, out of the house. Because it seems to be targeting, whatever's going on is targeting.
I'm not sure what happened to her ex, but if I was her, I would gather up all his things and take it to the nearest Salvation Army, because keeping it around is a liability.
Meteorologists have described this.
Has she reached out to her ex? Is that stuff happening at his house, too? Is it just, like, it makes me wonder if like, a witch or a warlock or somebody had cast a spell or something on him, and it's causing these weird things to happen to his stuff, and because he left some there, it's also happening to those items at that location. Very strange.
Snowstorm as the heaviest snowfall in 146 years, with some areas receiving over 3 months worth of snowfall in just days. This is the Kamchatka Peninsula, specifically Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula.
Hey, that's in risk, and sometimes that's the hardest place to take.
And the event took place primarily around the regional capital, which is Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky, and some of the nearby towns as well. There was a series of intense Pacific cyclones that unleashed unprecedented, record-breaking levels of snowfall, blizzards, and hurricane-force winds in this area, which completely paralyzed the region and shut everything down. Emergency services were like scrambling, and a lot of those people were probably trapped too. Some of the snowfall built up to second and even fourth floors of buildings. It was so much. Snow depths reached about 5 feet in a lot of places in just 24 hours, with some wind-driven snowdrifts piling up to 10 to 16 feet or higher, which buried entire buildings up to their second or even fourth floors, like I said. Now, the regional capital of Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky, is a city of about 180,000 people. And this much snow overnight, or basically overnight, caused all of the roads to disappear, no sidewalks, you couldn't see where anything was. I don't even know how you figure out where to start. But obviously they went into an emergency condition, and the local government was having to like dig tunnels through drifts to help residents escape through windows or doors to their residences. It was pretty insane.
I know I didn't just see somebody shoveling when there's snow piled up to the roof of the apartment. That's like digging a
That's
tunnel with
crazy.
a sport.
The frogment of Loveland, Ohio. And if we know anything about
That's true.
Ohio is...
It's not real.
So the first sighting was near this river in Loveland called the Little Miami River. Traveling salesman who was driving at night, and he was coming up to this bridge, and he saw 3 humanoid frog-like figures standing about 4 feet tall in the middle of the road, like talking to each other. He described it as leathery, greenish-gray skin, frog-like face, standing upright on two legs, and seen interacting with each other. And he described it as like not like animals.
Yeah.
And then he was just kind of sitting there in his car, like freaked out. And then they saw him, and then they just jumped over the bridge.
Frog jumped.
Yep.
Hey, you can just pass on through.
Then the police had a sighting in Loveland, Ohio in 1972. His officer's name was Ray Shockey. He was really shocked. He was on night patrol near the river, same river. In the middle of the road, crouched on the road, was the same looking 4 foot tall, frog-like head, leathery skin, large eyes, and he describes it as appeared intelligent, not startled like an animal. So he says it basically like it saw him and it just stood up and just like kind of just walked over to the bridge and just lightly hopped over.
Weird.
Even today, people still see near this river these frog-like men just wandering about.
Now that's something that would be terrifying. We send that guy who went to Minnesota and exposed the fraud, send him to Ohio and see if there's a frogman. He'll probably figure it out.
I just looked it up, and apparently people
Who
have
was that
actually
last
captured
guy? It
photo
looks like
evidence.
Garrett
If I never
Bowles
saw this
from
picture
the
and
Denver
somebody told me
Broncos.
they saw a frogman, I would think they were on DMT.
We're excited to announce the next frontier AI model company to join GenAI.mil, and that is Grok from xAI, which will go live later this month. So I want to thank you, Elon, and your incredible team for leaning forward with us on this.
Modtricca's reaction to that, boy, he did not like the announcement for this. Let's find out.
Well, very soon we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department.
I don't think implementing AI into the military is a smart idea to begin with, but out of all the models they could have...
That video, I don't disagree. That looking back at that, I think you're right. Let me look one more time at that. Yeah.
Well, very soon we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department. Long overdue.
I don't think implementing AI into the military
Yeah, I
is a
think
smart
that's
idea
AI.
to begin with, but out of all the models they could have chosen, Grok is probably the most likely
Getting
to
too
become
good.
Skynet.
AI's got to be stopped.
The Darrows. In 1943, Richard Shaver claimed to have discovered an ancient language called Man-tongue. Shaver believed that this language was the source of all known languages. Each sound had a hidden meaning that could be applied to any word or phrase. Editor Ray Palmer applied Shaver's formula to several words and thought that he might be onto something. Ray wrote Shaver to find out how he learned this.
Kind of like the Rosetta Stone, right? I think we're talking about the same thing here.
Language. Shaver responded with a 10,000-word document titled A Warning to Future Man. Shaver wrote that extremely advanced prehistoric races had built magnificent cities inside the earth. These races abandoned Earth but left behind some of their offspring. Some of their offspring evolved into a noble race called the Terros, while the other devolved into the sadistic Darrows. Shaver claimed that the Darrows still live in these cities and torture humans by the thousand. The Darrows used to
Well, it's true that there are thousands of humans that go missing every year in the parks, national parks and stuff. So it's possible. But what this sounds like is somebody kind of ripping off the Time Machine. Because you have this peaceful race that lives above ground, and then you have the race he's kind of describing that lives underground. And that they kind of split from a nuclear war. It'd be interesting if he says there is a war, or a nuclear war, or chemical war, or something like that. If he mentions that, I'm going to discount this one completely as well.
Sophisticated ray machinery left behind by ancient civilizations to spy and torment humans by beaming voices and thoughts into their head. All misfortunes, accidents, and illnesses can be blamed on the Darrows. Shaver claims to have first-hand knowledge of the Darrows and their cities,
No. All misfortunes and plagues and everything. No. No. I do not believe that. I don't. No. There's no way.
That he was their prisoner for years. This story was published in 1945 in the magazine Amazing. After being published, countless letters piled in claiming that all of Shaver's stories were true. Was he crazy? It's possible, But what if he wasn't?
If they're an ancient race that lives in inner Earth and left us a language, it kind of sounds like the Darrow might be fallen angel offspring.
Yo, I'm so freaked out because I'm over here reading this, and then this dog just showed up.
And he does look like an Egyptian type of style dog, too. No.
What are the odds that she's reading the
Coincidence.
Egyptian Book of the Dead in a real life Anubis show?
Okay, seriously, I don't think that it's real life Anubis. Come on. Come on. I think with all the cameras and all the footage and everything that's going on, you're going to catch something like that sooner or later. What are the odds? Better than average. We're at the end.
That has to be a sign from the universe. If you take your shoes off and they get swarmed by a bunch of flies like this, I don't think it's because of the hike. It's probably because they smell like a funeral home. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to...
Yeah, wash your feet, guys. And Della J, thank you for coming back and joining me. Sorry to everybody that game was kind of a bust. Disappointed, but I'm glad that I played it because it was nice and peaceful and a little bit of Rick. I know a lot of you didn't stick around to watch. But if you do watch the VOD, you come back and you watch the paranormal stuff. Thank you guys. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. Be sure, again, like, share, subscribe, and especially share and subscribe. Thank you guys again. I will be back on tomorrow night with, I don't know what we're going to play. We'll figure it out. I'll announce it. I'll have a title and a thumbnail for you guys on that video. And we'll go forth and conquer. Until tomorrow night, everybody, be good to each other. I'll see you then. Same time, 9 o'clock. I'll be on tomorrow, 9 o'clock.